And good evening, football fans, and welcome to KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week as we come to you from Ron Thorne Stadium on the campus of Bingham High School for a 6A matchup as the Skyridge Falcons come to South Jordan to take on the Bingham Miners. A happy Friday evening for you all. Matt Coma, Moose Bingham with you tonight for this broadcast. And Moose, we get to see two of the top defenses in the state in what should be a great showdown.
Oh my goodness, the talent that's on this stadium is amazing. We've got Ami Mawala, we've got Deshaun Teolio, we've got phenomenal defensive linemen, but the backfield is really, really good as well with Charger Doughty and Tavian Edwards. I'm excited to see what's going down this week because both of these teams, they're not perfect. None of us here on earth are, but these teams in particular have something to prove. One's 2-1, one's 1-2, but who's going to walk out of here? Either it's going to be 2-2 or 3-1. So I'm excited to see if Bingham can find their offensive identity, get after it, and help that defense that's been so dominant. In Skyridge, they've had the one loss to Timpview, but they are mean. They're ready to go, and they're trying to prove that that was a fluke to start the season off.
Well, let's talk about these two teams as we have the coin toss going on at midfield right now. Let's talk about the visiting team. The Skyridge Falcons come in. A last-minute score by Timpview is all that stands between them and perfection right now. They come in 2-1, as you mentioned, after the loss in Week 1 to Timpview. But back-to-back wins against some of the top teams in other states. Number 3, Liberty out of Nevada, and number 1, Cherry Creek out of Colorado last week at home. And this Skyridge Falcon team looks poised to make another deep run in the 6A tournament.
Yeah, for the first game, Cannell Sweetwine, the 6'4", 200-pound junior, he's more of a dual-threat player than a pocket passer. He was trying to get his footing under him, but these last 2 weeks, when you see out-of-state opponents, you're like, oh, Cannell's figuring it out. My goodness gracious, here we go. And you hope to see the same thing from Aiden Dunn. Cannell has had the fortuitous circumstances of being in the program the last 2 years after transferring from Orem. But Aiden Dunn transferred like 3 weeks before the season, trying to figure out the playbook, trying to do everything he can to get going. And that's a difficult task. And I expect this week for Aiden Dunn to turn it on.
Aiden Dunn will get the start again this week for the Miners. The Miners will receive the opening kickoff here. Again, the Miners, the defense has been solid all season long, but the offense just hasn't found a click. We're talking with Josh Johnson, the head coach of the Bingham Miners, before the game today, and said they've ran that I-formation pro-style offense for so long here at Bingham to go to a spread offense this season. It's taken an adjustment period, but they've been doing better and better offensively, and hopefully things click for the Miners tonight.
Yeah, that I-formation is so ingrained into Bingham. They've had a few coaches that have come in and tried to switch it up, from Les Hamilton to Coach Jones the last few years. But I think this is finally the squad that they're like, all right, we have receivers in the NFL, we have receivers in college. Let's get some dominant receivers in high school as well.
As the kick is underway from Blake Hester, it's a short kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 3 by Charger Doughty. And he'll get it out just past the 20. Or excuse me, that's number 6 on the program. That's Boston Singley that will kick things off for the Miners. And we'll see Aiden Dunn and the Bingham High offense. Aiden Dunn last week, 11 of 30, 159 yards, and a touchdown against Lehigh. The Miners were in that game, Moose, against Lehigh. It was a 6-point game at halftime. Just a couple of plays went the wrong way for the Miners in that second half.
The Miners have gone through a gauntlet, playing the number 1 team in the state and the number 2 team in the state, according to me. That's a brutal schedule.
And now they face the number 5 team ranked in the state of Utah in this Falcons offense. Dunn's looking to throw on first down. That one's short. Intended for Monty Tuau here on the near side.
May have gotten tipped there at the line, it looked like. Just didn't come out clean out of his paw.
So we'll see this Miner offense. 2nd and 10 upcoming, going against the stingy Falcon defense. Full with ton of college prospects, Moose.
Absolutely, but if you're looking at this defense, the person you need to highlight is Deshaun Teolio, and he is
number 0.
Number 0.
I'm
looking up my roster. I'm like, where is that?
He'll be in the middle of the field most of the night. The Boise State commit, as that one's blown up in the backfield by the Falcons. Believe that was number 27, Adam Warren, that was back there. Number 17, excuse me. That's Noah Bird that made the tackle. And Mason Oser also back there. And a 3rd and long here.
It may have been Mason coming from the nose
I saw the
tackle
7.
spot.
I couldn't make out the other number, but I saw the 7. But either way, it's 3rd and 11 here for the Miners on their opening drive. Is it done? Looking to throw near side, and it's in and out of the hands of... That's Tuau again. And that will bring up 4th and long for the Miners.
It's interesting. Monty Tuau, the freshman, they're really high on this kid. Can you imagine going from playing Little League to going under the Friday night lights, playing 18, 19-year-old kids out of nowhere, and you're just like, whoa, these kids are a lot bigger than the 14-year-olds I saw last week.
Speaking of big fellas, we'll see kicking is Riley Wicker. And it's his first punt high in the air. It's going to make it about midfield. And coming up to grab it is Tavian Edwards, and he's dragged down around the 44-yard line. That's where Skyridge will take over. And we'll see this potent Falcon offense on the field for the first time, led by the juniors. You mentioned in the pregame, Keneal Sweetwine under center for the Falcons.
Yeah, I really think that big old 9-ly righty Wicker wants that one back. On the ball, it came outside, and he hit it with the side of his foot instead of getting the meat of the ball on that last kick. But it's okay because Tavian Edwards is one of the most electric returners in the state.
Got about 2 yards on that punt return as the Falcons start 1st and 10. Pass over the far side's corralled down there by number 88 in the program for the Falcons. That's Davis Fyans for the first catch for the Falcons.
Yeah. Keneal, you see him, he's got offers already from BYU and other programs. And it's really interesting to watch him where you're just like, okay, if this kid can figure out, he's going to be the top quarterback, not just in the state, but possibly in the country.
Comes into tonight as the number 10 recruit in the state of Utah in the junior class.
That junior class is absolutely
ridiculous. We talk about it week in and week out, how potent that junior class is for the state of Utah. 2nd and 3 here for the Falcons, just past midfield. They'll fake the handoff. Is Sweetwine looking to throw into double coverage? It's tipped and caught. Weaving his way down is Hunter Sheffield, and a big gain for the Falcons.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous catch right there. Sometimes it's good to be lucky, sometimes it's lucky to be good, and that was both in one play. My goodness.
A gain of 25, and it's a Spa Trouvé first down for the Falcons. 1st and 10 now from the 24. And the flag flies. It'll be offsides on the Miners.
Got to hold your water right there if you're a defensive lineman.
That was the other thing that the Miners need to clean up from last week at Lehigh, as the Miners took 14 penalties for 119 yards, Moose, last week against the Pioneers.
Ooh.
1st and 5 after the offsides penalty. They'll send Fyans in motion. Sweetwine will hand it off for the first time. Zayden Salu weaving through traffic, and he's inside the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal Falcons.
Against this front, you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten hit yet. What's going on? And he's like excited to get rumbling and rolling. But this offensive line for Skyridge is phenomenal. We've got an Oklahoma commit on one bookend and a Cal commit on the other.
1st and goal from the 6 for the Falcons. Send a man in motion. Sweetwine going to take it himself, looking for the corner, and he's met by 2 Miners, lost the ball. As the Miners able to get in there. Suka Finau jarring that ball loose for the Miners.
Phenomenal job. Whoever gets the ball wins the game usually, and you got to hold on to that real close. But bringing up a 2nd down, it's getting momentum because getting into the end zone against these Miners is a tougher task than mining the Bingham Copper Mine.
9 minutes to go in the game. Is Sweetwine going to give it back to Salu, and he'll get about 3 yards, and it will bring up a 3rd and goal now for Skyridge.
Yeah, going into the teeth of this defensive line, you've got Ami Mawala, the high 4-star. You've got Will Vancott as well, and Jace Tupe, and a lot of other players that you're like, wow.
3rd and goal, and they just get it over the line. And Zayden Salu's got another touchdown, and the Falcons on the board on their first drive.
Man, let's see what Bingham does. We were hearing rumblings they might be trying a few different offensive philosophies this week, and let's see if we can get a response from them. But amazing job by Skyridge getting down, going, and getting to where they needed to be.
Blake Hester on for the extra point. That kick is up and good. So Salu with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season puts the Falcons up 7-0 early.
I love watching both of these kickers. Blake Hester coming in at 5'11", 245, and Riley Wicker coming in at 6'2", 230. These are dudes that most programs, they'd be starting on the O-line and dominating, but they're like, heck, I can kick the ball as good as anyone, and you love to see that.
That Skyridge touchdown brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts. For wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction, Dr. Viewig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. Viewig will see you each and every visit to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today. Our presenting sponsor for high school football here on the Rewind Sports Network. As Hester ready to tee this one up. And a high kick's going to be caught right at the line again. And trying to get to the corner is Jordan Thurman, and he's met by a flock of Falcons just shy of the 20.
Man, so most teams, they want to just put the ball in the end zone, make sure it's safe. Not this Skyridge team. They're saying, hey, let's put it at the 1, make him return it, and see if we can get him below the 25.
We'll spot it at about the 20, so it'll be 1st and 10, 8:29 to play in our opening quarter. That's Aiden Dunn in the offense. Try to go back to work here. Send a man in motion, handed off Isaac Larson up the middle. He's got 5 yards on first down.
There are some big boys to run behind, and they'll take you right to the promised land. Isaac Larson isn't the biggest kid, coming in at
5'8", 165 for
5'8",
Isaac.
165. And with him, you're just like, okay, he's an every down back for him, and it's just fun to watch. You're like, okay, let's go.
Leads the team in rushing yards, 179 yards on the season so far for Larson. The transfer from Harriman. Falcons show pressure on 2nd and 5. That pass over the middle is incomplete. Intended for Tuau.
Honestly, smart play right there, not throwing it up, protecting the ball, live to see another day. He's throwing it at the feet of his receiver, just kind of sidearming it because he had someone right in his grill.
The pressure came for the Falcons there, brings up a 3rd down. 3rd down brought to you by Live Fit Systems. 3rd and 5 here for the Miners. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the near, a Lysert in the backfield. Pressure coming again. Dunn stays in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it's caught. Trayvon Johnson out to midfield, and it's 1st down Miners.
Man, what a great catch right there. Getting down the field and double clutching it. I was like, oh no, didn't quite get it. And then he's like, oh yes, I did. Here we go down the field, and you love to see it. That might be the spark that gets this Bingham offense going.
Gain of 23 on that throw, and the Miners out near midfield, 1st and 10. 4 wideouts in the formation this time. Pressure coming up the middle. Darts over the middle of his Dunn and finds 2 out for the first time tonight. And he's near a 1st down again for the Miners.
This is the Aiden Dunn I'm used to be honest with you. Kid coming from Corner Canyon, barely lost a head-to-head battle for the starting spot over there with Helaman Kasuga, the 4-star, and he's got a lot of moxie.
Gain of 9 on that one. Puts the Miners into Skyridge territory for the first time tonight. Spread it out with 4 wideouts again. Dunn, hands off Larson, stood up right at the line again. Say number 17 and 21 for the Falcons. It's Noah Bird and Luke Barris that are in there.
It's really interesting. I haven't seen Deshaun tonight. Have you?
Yeah, number 0 is not out there.
I couldn't find it on the program, and now I can't find it on the field. And it's more important if we can't find it on the field because he's a dominant player. The Boise State commit, I was watching him against Timpview, and I was like, oh, my goodness, is there anyone in this state that can stop Deshaun?
One of the top defensive recruits in the state of Utah. We'll keep you posted if we see him on the field as Tuau goes in motion. Dunn back to pass, looks to Tuau, and he can't corral it. And that brings up second down.
It's tough as a receiver. You start hearing footsteps, you look up, and you're like, please don't hit me, but you got to look down and make sure the ball's in your breadbasket.
6 minutes even to play in our second quarter. 7-0 Skyridge if you're joining us late. 2-yard rush from Selu. It's our lone score so far tonight. They'll send trips to the near side for the Miners. Dunn hands it off. Lincoln Tahi's got space up the far side and lowers the shoulder down inside the 15. But there's a flag down back at the 25.
There may have been a receiver holding on that, and it's just a gosh darn shame, but we'll see what the call is at the end of it.
The flag's down at the 25. If it is a hold, it'll be 10 yards from that spot.
Yeah, downfield blocking. You can block, you just can't grab jersey.
As the hold on the Miners. They'll back it up 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 25. So it ends up being a gain of about 7 for the Miners on that one. But nonetheless, a big gain negated on the penalty there, Moose.
Brock Hammond lost his towel, and he went back all the way to the other side of the field, it seemed. He's like, got to get that, man.
So second and a long 3 here for the Miners. They'll hand it off. Larson fights his way past the line again, and the Miners should have another first down. That was Tahi, excuse me.
This Miner offense, it's starting to click little by little. This is kind of what we expected, getting little plays, then getting a chunk play. Just getting them little, and then big bang.
We talked in the pregame how to say they were in that game against Lehigh last week. The offense starting to show signs of life after the shutout to start the season against Lone Peak. As Tahi fights his way for about 2 yards. And that was number 97, Mason Oser, back there for the Falcons.
There's a lot of kids that are on the sideline. Like right now, big old 68, Jackson Overstreet, 6'4", 315 junior. You're just like, what is going on here? Some of the top players just aren't on the field right now. And that's what you start to see throughout the seasons. Injuries start to pile up quickly.
2nd and 8 for the Miners, 4:45 and counting. Corner number 1. Dunn looking to pass. Good protection. Now lobs it far side. Had Tahi open over there, but the pass just a little too far.
That's one he's going to want back. Tahi was seeing the end zone. He was smelling the grass in the back of there, and he's like, here we go. And the ball was just a bit outside.
That brings up another live fit third down. 3rd and 8 for the Miners here. 10th play of the drive. 2 wideouts on either side. Tahi in the backfield. Pressure coming from the Falcons. Dunn steps up in the pocket and connects on the near side as Kulamushi should have a first down.
Wow. Way to go, Kulamushi. John getting her done. And you're starting to see these receivers step up. They're like, we know we want to be a passing offense. Give me the ball. And they're getting opportunities now, and you love to see it.
12 receptions for 208 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season for John Kulamushi. And it is enough for a first down as the Miners enter the red zone for the first time tonight. Spot the ball at the 19. They'll hand the ball off Larson. And he gets down to about the 15, gets about 3.
It's really interesting. Last week we saw Jerome Miles go down, and it definitely changed the offensive identity of Corner Canyon. Without seeing Deshaun out there, you're not getting as much pressure. The defensive backs have to hold on longer. the other D linemen are getting not the one-on-ones they're used to. They're getting double teamed, and you got a 3-man front that's not quite getting there at the point of contact.
2nd and 7 as Dunn fakes the handoff, looking for the end zone. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Dominic Whittison, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, goodness. Look over your left shoulder, look over your right shoulder. See the ball go right through your fingers. It's like a scene from Mulan. Really tough break right there.
That brings up another live fit 3rd down. Be from the 16-yard line. The Miners trying to answer that touchdown from the Falcons. Trips to the left for Aiden Dunn. Dunn back to throw. Far side. Two-house got it, but it'll be shy of the 1st down marker. They'll spot it at the 13-yard line. They're about 3 yards or 4 yards shy of the 1st down.
Dunn is out there saying, give me a shot. Don't kick the field goal. Field goals isn't what win games.
4th and 4 here as the Miners quickly go to the line. Try to get the Falcons to jump offside.
From my angle, it looks like they did.
It looked pretty close from up here. As they'll send Whittison in motion. And the Miners elect to go for it. Dunn rolls out of the pocket. He's got room up the near side. He's got the 1st down as he's tracked down inside the 5. So Dunn showing the legs on 4th down, and it's 1st and goal Bingham.
He's not typically the dual threat quarterback, but he's got some get up and go in him. I love to see that. He's like, hey, if no one's open, let's tuck the ball. Let's get what we need to live another day. And now they've got 5 yards from putting up the first points I've seen from them this season.
Gain of 8 on that one for Dunn, and it's 1st and goal. Under 3 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. And 4 wideouts in the formation. Low snap, Dunn. Lobs to the corner, too high for Larson. And it brings up 2nd and goal.
It's kind of hard as a receiver to judge that. Do you jump up or do you keep running through? And that's the tough thing. It's getting that connection in. That's the hard thing. With Dunn only showing up 3 weeks before the season, you create that chemistry through spring ball, through 7-on-7s, through all of these things. And Dunn showed up with about 3 weeks, and he's like, okay, here we go. Let's try to get something going. And you're starting to see the chemistry to get in there.
I'm starting to see it week in and week out here for the Miners. 2nd and goal from the 5. This one they're going to hand off to Larson. Pinballs around. Still on his feet, and he's about the 1.5-yard line.
Man.
Spotted at the 2. And it brings up another live fit 3rd down.
Looks like they're going big boy football right here.
There's Jackson Overstreet. You mentioned him a little bit ago. He's in there now.
This is my favorite formation. It's like, we're big, you're big, let's go.
Tahi in the backfield as Dunn hands it to Tahi, and he's just shy of the line. They'll spot him right at the 1 as he reached out there. And now another decision for Bingham. It's 4th and very short.
If you're a kicker, you're sitting there, you're like, please. But right here, the right choice. Let's see what they do.
Dunn going to try and push the pile. It's going to come down to the signal here. Still no signal yet. Touchdown, Miners.
Oh, Dunn. That's the Aiden we love to see. Wow, Aiden Dunn getting in there, imposing his will. He's like, a lot of things have not gone my way this year. This is going to go my way, and watch me get in the end zone. Let's freaking go. What a good deal for Bingham, making this a game at the end of the 1st quarter.
So the Miners cap it off with 6 points. Aiden Dunn able to just get over the line. His first rushing touchdown of the season is Riley Wicker's extra point is up and good. And just like that, late in the 1st quarter, it's tied. We're tied at 7.
Man, I was worried about this game because I haven't seen Bingham score a touchdown this year yet live.
We were here for the Lone Peak game, and say it was a defensive battle between the two teams. It was still pretty close towards the end, but Lone Peak able to get it done offensively. But the Miners, a win on the road at Crimson Cliffs down in St. George, and then back up here last week, hung with the Pioneers.
One thing you can say is they're going to be ready for region for sure after playing all these tough teams. Like Crimson Cliffs, that's not a pushover team either. They were state champions last year, have Malachi Alafipo, the phenomenal receiver. And so you're sitting there, you're like, man, hopefully you can make it to the regular season and play your region.
Had a chance to talk with head coach Josh Johnson about that schedule so far, and he told me it's not about being good in October, it's being good in December. The Miners trying to go through the gauntlet in hopes that it'll prepare them for the stretch run of the season. As Wicker back to kick this one off. And line drive kick's going to be well into the end zone for a touchback.
Wicker just reminded me of Justin Sorensen out there. Just big kid, big leg, and just a good dude.
How about this drive summary for you, Moose?
Okay.
17 plays, 6 minutes, 45 seconds, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown on 4th down.
Man, Fahutai must be the offensive coordinator of this Bingham offense, because that's a dream for him, seeing all that time come off the clock and getting it done in the red zone.
So we'll see the Falcons for the second time today. 1st and 10 from their own 20, under a minute to go in quarter number 1. Sweetwine going to take a deep shot. It's got a man out there, and it's out of the hands of Boston Sorensen. The man in coverage fell down.
Yeah,
and it went off. I think it went off the hands, off the helmet, and out of bounds.
As a quarterback, you got to be like, man, I can't place that much better, but may have been a push-off. I don't know from this angle. I don't have those eagle eyes like Legolas from Lord of the Rings, but trying my best out here.
2nd and 10.
That's still a heck of a throw.
That was,
my goodness.
It was that close to being a big play for the Falcons.
And you see the great play from up front from Gupo and Afalava and Ben. You see all these great O-linemen too.
Sweetwine back to throw on 2nd down, fires over the middle and finds Malufau. Or excuse me, that's Boston Sorensen, same guy.
Yeah.
On that last one, he picks up 5 on 2nd down.
Boston's like, I'm still trustworthy hands. Don't ship me off to Boston.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Trips to the near side, 2 to the far side. It's 5 wideouts here for the Falcons. Miners showing pressure there for a moment. Look at the new call from the sideline, as this might be the final play. 5 seconds left in the quarter, and they'll elect to run the play. Pass near sides, corralled at the 30. And just past it is Hunter Sheffield, his 2nd catch, and that will do it. For a fast-moving quarter number 1, Moose, we're 12 minutes in the books at 7-7. So we'll step aside, and we'll be back to bring you the 2nd quarter after 1. We're tied at 7 here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. Matt Coma, Moose Bingham with you here at Bingham High. 7-7, your score heading into the 2nd quarter. Both teams have only seen the ball twice so far. So the Miners had that big drive to answer the Falcon touchdown. Now the Falcons with a 1st and 10. Spot the ball at the 32-yard line. Sweetwine, pressure coming, and down he goes.
Will Van Cott. He is going to get his eventually. You can't stay back there too long, or else Willie will get to the quarterback.
Loss of, let's call it 7 on that one. 2nd and 17. As they spot the ball back at the 24-yard line. A big sack for the Miners. They'll send fines in motion, and we get flags flying. Let's see who the call is on. Our head official tonight is Corey Plant, wearing the white hat tonight.
One thing I like to do is play I Spy with my little eye and see who we can find in the stadium that's watching these kids. In the end zone, I see Weber State's defensive coordinator, Grant Duff, and this is a great place for him to be. I mean, half these kids, he'd love to see them rocking the great, great, great purple.
A lot of prospects out on this field on both sides of the ball as the Miners show pressure. 2nd and 13 now after the offside penalty on Bingham. Pass over the middle, finds his man. Boston Sorensen makes another catch, and he's got a first down.
Boston's more than made up for that missed completion earlier with that key first down.
Spotted at the 43. That's a gain of 14. And a new set of downs for the Falcons. That's another Spa Trouvé first down for Skyridge as they'll hand this one off. Adam Warren gets maybe a yard on that one.
Man, I'm always impressed with Skyridge's O-line, and that's a big nod to Bob Stevens, the former Alta head coach. He was an O-lineman at BYU, got drafted by the Patriots, and unfortunately stepped on a golf ball, blew out his ankle, and then he became a high school teacher.
Trips to the far side. Miners fake the pressure. Sweet Wine holds it on the read option, and he lowers the shoulder for another first down.
Someone's got to check that young man's back of his jersey. Does it say Sweet Wine or Newton? Because that looks like Cam Newton rumbling down the field, getting that first down on that read option.
Gain of 8 on that one. Sweet Wine picks up another Spa Trouvé first down. The Falcons in Bingham territory for the second time tonight. Get the play clock or play call from the Skyridge sideline. Head coach Justin Hem also doing the play calling duties for Skyridge on offense. As they'll set a bubble screen near side. It's caught by Jackson Burt.
Great read by Lincoln Wilbur right there, number 4. Because if he wasn't there, that could have been going for 6.
Able to disrupt that one. Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6. 3 wideouts on the top of your screen. Again, the Miners rush 5. Spinning out of the tackle is Selu. And he gets about 3 and brings up a 3rd and short.
Man, this Skyridge team, it's so fun to watch, whether it's John Lehman or Justin Hem calling what's going on. But it's been interesting to watch because Lehman now, the athletic director, he handpicked him, convinced him to leave Brighton and be the OC for 1 year while they won state. And then all of a sudden, he's the head coach.
3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Sweet Wine pulls it down, and he's going to be met by the Miners.
Jace Tupe finished it off, but it looked like Lincoln Wilbur started it. So Jace Tupe is a monster, has offers to a plethora of Division I schools, and he's a kid that you're going to want on your team. That's what you can say about 100% of this D-line for Bingham.
4th and 4 for the Miners. They need to get to the 36-yard line for a first down. 4th down here for the Falcons. Sweet Wine stays in the pocket, connects over the middle. Jackson Burt's got a first down.
Fantastic catch.
And he's holding his ankle.
Oh.
And shin area.
Knee?
As they'll look at the injured Falcon, we'll step aside. 7:59 to play in the second quarter, tied at 7 here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back, as that is Jackson Burt on the far side there, having to be helped off.
Such a shame. He's such a good player, and the offense is going to miss him. But sometimes it's about who can be the healthiest team heading into region, and then who can be the healthiest team heading into playoffs, because that's really the secret to winning football games. It's who you have on the roster.
It is a gain of 20 for the Falcons there, so it's 1st and 10. Another Spa Trouvé first down as the Falcons enter the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20.
Oh. Someone
Mala
has.
Peppa has to check out. Neil Laban checks in for the Miners. 4 wideouts for Sweet Wine, 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the read option and be dragged down after a gain of 1.
Can't get very far when you've got 3 or 4 defenders coming down on you.
And that was Neil Laban, the guy who just came in for Peppa with the tackle there for the Miners.
Here's the crazy thing. They're basically platooning their D-line, and the guy that's coming in looks just as big and just as good as the guy that just went out.
Sorry.
2nd and 9 here for the Falcons. 7:08 to play. 3 wideouts to the left for Sweet Wine. Back to pass. Checks his throw. Throws over the middle and making a good catch at about the 10-yard line. That's Davis Fiennes' 2nd catch tonight.
Great catch right there, but Mason Drafil was coming downhill with some bad intentions. That's the thing. When you play this Bingham defense, you'll be black and blue the rest of the week.
1st and goal now after another spot Trouvé 1st down, and then Selu gets his 2nd touchdown of the night. This one from 10 yards out.
Wow, what a great run by Selu right into the teeth of that defense. You find a hole, you find a seam. Sometimes the D-line wins, sometimes the O-line wins. On that one, the offensive line found the right gaps to take and made it all the way through.
So the Falcons answer with another long drive of their own here in the 2nd quarter. Blake Hester on for the extra point. And that kick is up. And it is good. So the Falcons retake the lead 14-7 with 6:41 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Reminder, tonight's game is brought to you by Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts for wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction. Dr. Vieweg and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Dr. Vieweg will see you each and every visit to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today. Proud sponsor of Skyridge football.
How happy are you that it's football season? I mean, right now we've got an NFL game, we've got a college game, but most importantly, we've got the Miners and the Falcons here. And it's just a happy day for me.
Can you believe we're at week 4 of the high school football season already?
Oh my gosh. Next week we'll be halfway done. Crazy.
That drive for the Falcons, 15 plays. About 6.5 minutes as well for the Falcons on that one. Capped off by the 10-yard touchdown from Zayden Selu. So we've seen an 17-play touchdown drive and a 15-play touchdown drive as that kicks into the end zone for a touchback. We've seen a lot of quick drives so far throughout the season, but good to see back-to-back long touchdown drives here.
Oh, I love it. It's just like a game of chess. My wife has been learning about football this year. She finally has time to do so. And we're explaining all the plays and everything, and she's like, it seems like some of these teams have, like, all queens. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. And some, it's got a bunch of pawns. But these two teams are absolutely loaded with great players.
We'll see how the Miners respond. 1st and 10 from their own 20. 4 wideouts for Aiden Dunn. Larson in the backfield. He gets the handoff, spun around by Mason Oser in the backfield for the Falcons.
Mason, he's not the biggest nose guard, but he's quick off the line and can get through there relatively fast. And that's what you either got to be. You got to be either quick or you got to be big. We've seen big ones like the Golden Gandalf of Apo down at Orem, but I really like this 97 as well.
So gain of about half a yard brings up 2nd and long here for the Miners. 6:08 and counting as the Falcons bring in the blitz. Dunn going far side looking for Kulamushi out of play. That was Gennaro Guilford Jr. in coverage for the Falcons.
Gennaro Guilford Jr., I've known him since he was about 8 years old. His dad's he's just the defensive back coach at BYU and a phenomenal player from BYU. But Gennaro, I think he's going to be the best corner to come out of the state by the time he's a senior in a long, long time.
Another live fit third down, 3rd and 10 for the Miners. Again, rush coming. Dunn stays in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it's intercepted. Up the near side, Darian Diarte, and a flag flies late as the Falcons have it inside the 10.
Man, seemed like it may have been a little miscommunication there, a little zig when a zag needed to happen. But Darian Diarte, great job keeping your eyes on the ball, getting as many yards as you possibly can. What a great play by Darian right there. And you can't force it against these Skyridge Falcons. They come out in a 30 front, but there's a lot happening on the back end that you can't see.
So a blindside block is the call on Skyridge, so they'll back it up 15 yards from the spot of the foul. So was going to be at the 8-yard line. They'll back it all the way up to the 35.
Man.
And that's where the Falcons will take over. It's an interception for Darian Diarte, his first of the season, 3rd of the season for the Falcons.
It's time for a back in my day call. Back in my day, that would have been a heck of a block. Nowadays, you're like,
Not
oh,
so
that's
much.
a penalty.
They've been cracking down on blocks like that as they'll hand it off to Selu on first down. Picks up about 4 to the 31.
Man. Selu coming in there, he's a big boy getting it done, but then he has to go up against Kasina Afumi, 6'1", 210 senior. This is not a small defense that Bingham has, and they're also fast. So it's interesting to watch what they get done, because if you can make it through the first line, you've got a 6-foot plus, 200-plus pound linebacker coming at you quick.
2nd and 6 from the 31. Sweetwine back to throw. Stays in the pocket, takes a shot as he throws for the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Braylon Sidwell.
Denzel Peoples was sitting there, and he's like, I almost got it. And he was looking for a pass interference on him, and I'm like, it doesn't work that way, young man.
So I'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Falcons here. As that was Lala Peppa in the backfield applying the pressure on Sweetwine there. 3rd and 6, they'll hand it off to Selu, and he's near a first down. They'll mark him just shy at about the 26.
It would be decision time. You've got the leg in Blake Hester here. He's a very accurate kicker, but it looks like they're going to try to get the first down, and this is a statement for Bingham. If Bingham can stop him here, we've got ourselves a game.
So 4th and 1, the offense stays out for the Falcons. They'll spread it out. This time with 2 backs in the backfield with Sweetwine. 4th and 1. Sweetwine gonna keep it on the read option, and he's just got it. Just past the 25-yard line. It's enough for a first down.
It's interesting watching it from here. Even though he took it, got the first down, handing it off may have been way better.
I think if the read would have been to the running back, that would have been the good call on that one.
Yeah, he's going to see that in film, and the coach is going to be like, what'd you see here? He's like, I saw I was 6'4", 200 pounds, coach.
2 backs in the backfield for the Falcons. 1st and 10 from the 25, 3:50 to play until halftime as they run the option play. Getting out of a tackle is Selu, and he's near another first down.
Man, usually the sure tackler, Charger Dottie, Washington State commit, usually gets that, but he lost his feet, and that resulted in a first down for Skyridge.
About 10.5 on that one. As it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15 for the Falcons, trying to take a 2-score lead here. Sweetwine rolls out near side. Van Cott in pursuit, and Sweetwine just throws that out of the back of the end zone.
He was sitting there, he's like, I needed to put a little more air under that and not bullet it. We get it. I mean, I've watched Cannell since he was in 8th grade, and he has a heck of an arm. But sometimes you just need a little touch. Just a little touch.
Intended for Davis Fyans on that pass. Brings up 2nd and 10. Trips to the near side for Skyridge. As we get a flag and another offside, the 3rd one tonight on the Miner defense.
Man, that's a killer right there.
So second and 5 now, spot the ball at the 10-yard line. Penalties were a big thing on offense last week for the Miners. Now it's the defense. As Sweetwine on the read option spins out of a tackle and gets ripped down. Short of the line again. Suka Finau on the tackle.
Just a little bit shy, but this is 4 down territory for Skyridge. I mean, if it's 4 down at the 30, it's got to be 4 down at the 12.
Gain of 4, 3rd and 1. Need to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. As the clock winds now 3 minutes in counting till halftime. Sweetwine gonna pitch it. Looking for the corner and get it in is Jared Iacopo for the Skyridge touchdown.
Phenomenal play call right there. They had a 2-on-2, great blocking, but they didn't have someone accounting for the running back. And when Sweetwine pitched it and the defender just dedicated himself to the quarterback, that play was over. You could have driven a semi-truck into the end zone from that play call. Great job by Justin Hem and the Skyridge Falcons right there.
So Iacopo finds the end zone. 3rd rushing touchdown tonight for the Falcons. As Hester's on for the extra point. Kick is up and good, and the Falcons now with a 21-7 lead, 2:51 to go to halftime. And that's another Alpine Surgical Arts touchdown. As the Falcons starting to create a little distance here in the second quarter.
Bingham still has 2:51. They won't get the ball at the start of the first half. Skyridge will get that play, but Bingham has an opportunity here to at least get down the field, get something on the board. They have to make this a game tonight.
So the Skyridge drive, 8 plays, 2 minutes and 57 seconds on that one, capped off by the 6-yard touchdown run by Iacopo. Both these teams, 1 game left after tonight before region play gets underway. The Falcons will be against Corner Canyon at home next week, while the Miners will head up to Syracuse.
Yeah, both very tough games, both for very different reasons. Corner Canyon, they're a juggernaut. They're at Farmington tonight after playing Lone Peak last week and IMG the week before. But you look at these preseasons, the old Region 3, Region 4 is just a gauntlet, and Corner Canyon's kind of happy to be out of there, where they're playing in region instead of Skyridge, they're playing Copper Hills.
Meanwhile, Mountain Ridge has, speaking of that region too, Mountain Ridge has just scored and taken the lead against Lone Peak.
Oh, wow.
10-3 in that game as we see Teki Finau for the first time tonight, and he's got a first down.
Teki Finau, a quarterback that was at Kearns last year, didn't follow Coach Rickards to Harriman. He said, I want to go to Bingham, and he's providing a little bit of a spark because of his dual threat ability.
He saw a little bit of time at quarterback last week in the second half against Lehigh, was able to move the ball down the field. It's now in at quarterback for the Miners.
And he can throw, too. Don't let him fool you.
He's got 82 yards passing last week as the Falcons bring the house, and Finau just has to get rid of that one. Intended receiver on the near side was Gabe Bloomfield.
He was sitting there. You've got a mental clock as a quarterback. You're like, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Oh, no, 1,000. Got to get this ball out quick.
Pretty impressive on the jump pass as well.
Thought it was Tim Tebow out there. Or Ben Moa.
So the Miners send 3 wideouts to the far side. Lincoln Tahi in the backfield with Teki Finau. Pressure coming again, and Finau gets out of the first one and just has to get rid of it. As that was Sidiveni Tokolau in pursuit there for the Falcons.
Yeah, Harvey Moyai was the first one there, the 6'3", 215-pound junior. But Tokolau celebrated better, so we're going to give him a shout-out.
He was pretty pumped to be in the backfield on that one.
Moyai, learn how to celebrate, and we'll give you a shout-out as well.
That brings up another LiveFit Systems third down. As 4 wideouts for the Miners, 3rd and 10. Finau to pass. This time has time. Fires over the middle. No one there for the Miners. There's a flag back at the 28-yard line.
He's hoping for a roughing the quarterback, but I don't know if he's going to get that one, buddy.
It might. Let's see who it's gone here. It's a hold on the Miners. We'll see if the Falcons elect to...
They're declining it.
Yeah, I would figure they would. Penalties decline, so that'll bring up 4th and 10.
And we're going to see Riley Whitaker. Let's go.
Riley Wicker will be back out for his 2nd punt of the night.
So if we can get the ball over his right leg, good things are going to happen. We've got Tavian Edwards back there, and he's hanging out on the opposite 30, now the opposite 20. Good choice, Tavian.
So Wicker gets this one off. A line drive kick this time. Takes a bounce at the 30. Stays in play and settles at the 25. A good punt that time from Wicker. As the Falcons will have 2:18 to work with here before the half.
The one rule as a returner, don't let the ball go over your head, and he did that. So,
kind of an interesting bounce, too. Looked like it was going to hop out of bounds and took a right turn at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, you try to get that end over end, and you try to get that rolling downfield. But the football is an oblong shape. I don't know if y'all know that. And you never know where it's going to bounce.
So the Falcons back out on offense. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns so far for the orange and white. As the pass finds Fyans on the far side, breaks a tackle, and he's out past midfield.
This is how quick this Skyridge team can get after it. You've got great protection for Sweetwine, and then all of a sudden, bang, bang, there's 30 yards.
Gain of 28 on that one. Spotted at the 47. 3rd catch tonight for Davis Fyans. 5'9", 154 junior for the Falcons as Selu weaves his way through. Van Cott makes the tackle at about the 40.
Van Cott just got his bear claw on the back of his jersey and said, hold up there, no more yards for you.
Clock will run under 2 minutes to play, 1:50 and counting. As the Falcons 2nd and 3 from the 40. Four wideouts and another offside on the Miners. Jace Tupea that time. And that'll be the 4th offside penalty tonight for Bingham.
Honestly, what a great clap right there. Deserves its own applause.
Penalty gives the Falcons a new set of downs. 1:38 to go. 1st and 10 from the 35. Fake the handoff. Sweetwine looking for the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Sidwell.
He was right there. I think next week Josh Johnson's just going to put some like earplugs in every single one of his D linemen's ears or some headphones or something. Be like, it doesn't matter who's clapping. Don't jump.
It's been the penalties the last 2 weeks for the Miners that have been the Achilles heel so far. As this brings up 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. 3 wideouts to the near. 1:33 to go to halftime. They'll send Iacopo out to the left, and we get another flag.
Skyridge didn't hear a clap, but there was some shifting on the D line, and they're like, whoa! What's going on here?
So back it up to where it was previously. So be 2nd and 15 from the 40. Still 1:33 to play. It's the Falcons trying to take a 3-score lead before halftime. Finds in motion. They'll hand it to him on the jet sweep. Good pursuit for the Miners, but he gets out of it and out near the 30.
The most important thing he did there was hopped out of bounds and preserved the clock.
Spot the ball at the 32-yard line, so a gain of 8 on that one. Brings up 3rd and 7 here for the Falcons.
Now, if you look at the trips to the bottom, they're not matched up very well. So look to a pass out here to the far side.
Sweetwine going to get the call from Justin Hem on the far side.
This defensive staff for Bingham, they're like, we can match up one-on-one with any of your guys. And with the running back switching sides, good call timeout.
And they'll call the timeout. Didn't like what they saw. So we'll step aside. 1:26 to play here in quarter number 2. Skyridge with a 21-7 lead. Welcome back. 1:26 to play to halftime. 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Falcons. Trying to get some more points before the halftime break. Got a bunch formation here on the near side. They'll send Sorensen in motion. Sweetwine back to throw. Pump fakes, fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Good coverage there by Denzel Peoples.
This is where Blake's got to be in his coach's ear saying, let's kick it, come on.
4th and 7. It would be about a 47-ish yard field goal from here, but the Falcons going to keep the offense out.
Unfortunate.
1:21 to go, 4th and 7 here as the Miners show 6 at the line at the moment. Falcons get a new call from the sideline. Miners still show pressure. 4th and 7, they'll rush 5. Sweetwine near side, it's intercepted. Charger Doty, green grass in front of him. And Doty still on his feet. Charger Doty upended near the 22, and a big play for this Bingham defense.
That is the difference when you have a Charger Doty in the backfield. Wow. The Wazoo commit, he's got green cleats. He looks good. He's like an alien out there predicting where their ball's going to go. And my goodness, great job avoiding Cannell Sweetwine, cutting across the field. He's one of their best returners as well, and he just turned that into a return situation. He's got his offense well within the ability to get into the red zone and get some points on the board, and that could be a 14-point swing in favor of the Bingham Miners.
So the Miners get a huge stop on defense, and now they find themselves 1st and 10 from the 24. Minute 5 to play. They still have all 3 of their timeouts and can make this a one-possession game going into the halftime break. Finau still there and there. Quarterback's going to take a shot for the end zone on 1st down. Kalamushi can't get it, but the flag flies. And that should be pass interference on the Falcons.
Man, Gennaro Guilford, he's not old enough yet to go to the ref and be like, what? What are you doing? He just accepts the call. He's like, yeah, that was probably pass interference. But
wait to see the official call here, but the flag did fly in the end zone. Here's our call. Pass interference is the call on the Falcons. They'll move it 15 yards up. They'll spot the ball at the 12-yard line. So the Miners can still get a 1st down at the 2. 59 seconds to go. Finau in the backfield with Larson. Falcons showing pressure. Finau to throw. Looking near side. Has a man over here on the near side. In and out of the hands of Whittison.
man,
that was Samuel Pullman in coverage for the Falcons. And brings up 2nd and 10.
I'm so impressed with Charger Dottie on that last play, getting down the field and getting all the way to the 25. That put him in field goal range, and that's all you really need right now for at least a 10-point swing.
54.2 on the clock. 2nd and 10 here for the Miners. 3 wideouts to the near side. Finau, read option, and it goes nowhere. The ball's loose. The Miners able to get back on it.
Whew.
It's number 52 for the Miners. That's Titus Lapati able to get back on it. And I think a timeout called by the Miners here with 43 seconds. So they keep the ball. It'll be 3rd and long here for the Miners trying to get on the board when we come back. Welcome back. 43.9 to go in our second quarter. Bingham facing a live fit third down here from their own 14-yard line. 3rd and 12 after the loss of 2 on the read option. Send a man in motion. Finau. And whistles fly. Another flag down, and it's a false start on the Miners.
Man. Looks like the player in motion didn't quite not go forward on that one.
So back it up 3rd and 17 from the 19 now.
The nice thing is you're still in field goal range now, but you're making a more complicated field goal the farther back you go.
42 seconds to go. Clock still stopped. As the Miners trying to get something before the halftime break here. They can get to the 2 and get a first down still. As we'll see what the Miners draw up here on a big 3rd down. 3 wideouts to the near. Larson in the backfield. Finau to throw. Rolls out of the pocket. Still surveys. Throws over to that far side.
Ball popped out.
And that's incomplete. That was intended for Monty Tuau.
I think it's Whitaker time.
And we have an injured Miner down there on the far side. No, that's John Kulamushi, slow to get up. As he's trying to get off under his own power. Him along with Tuau and 2 Falcons were all in that pileup over there.
Yeah, hard thing when a pileup happens, you never know what is happening at the bottom of it. Just the most heinous things can happen at the bottom of a dog pile.
So while Bingham staff takes a look at Kulamushi, we'll step aside. 33 seconds to go to halftime here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back, John Kulamushi. Able to get back up and walk off under his own power. Good to see that. The leading receiver for the Miners this season. Meanwhile, update from just down the road in Harriman, the Lone Peak Knights, a big touchdown play. They take the lead back over Mountain Ridge. Still a 17-10 game, though.
Ooh.
So it'll be Riley Wicker setting up for a 36-yard attempt. Try and give the Miners some points here. Kick is up. It's got the distance. And he splits the uprights.
There's no better feeling in the world than looking under the post and seeing those zebras put their arms skyward towards heaven. You just love to see it, and it brings hope to everyone's hearts.
Second field goal of the season for Riley Wicker. Season long for him as well. His only field goal so far this year is only 18 yards.
We saw a good kick from him our first game, but it got called back.
It did.
And we're just like, oh no, taking kicks off the board. No one wants to see that.
So 27 seconds to go to halftime. We'll see how aggressive the Falcons elect to go here. As the Miners get 3 points on what looked like the Falcons were on the move. The interceptions shifts the field in the other direction, and the Miners able to get 3 points out of it. Scoring drive, a minute 3 off the play clock, 5 plays. Capped off by the 36-yard field goal from Wicker.
Honestly, great. If you told Bingham they'd be going into this at the end of the season, before the game, they'd be stoked out of their minds.
Wicker on to kick this one off.
Ooh.
This one will make it into the end zone, so the touchback. And the Falcons will have 27 seconds to decide what they want to do here.
It used to be that if a kicker in high school put the ball in the end zone, everyone's like, wow, did you see that? Now, if you're not hitting it in between the posts, it's like, what are we doing here? Come on.
I believe Wicker actually hit one of the uprights last week against Lehigh.
He did.
On one of his kickoffs.
And Finn. I mean, there's so many talented kickers on both sides of this team and throughout the whole state. We've got multiple All-Americans this year in the state.
Sweetwine's going to try and kneel this thing, but the flag flies.
Mawala's like, yeah, wait up.
And a false start on the Falcons. They'll back up 5 yards, but we'll most likely kneel this one down to the halftime break.
Which a quick half it was.
Just past an hour gone so far. It's been a fast-moving, I'll call it a quarter and a half. The last 5 minutes kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun one as the Falcons kneel it down, and that will bring us to our halftime break. So the Miners are hanging with the Falcons. It's 21-10 as we head to the halftime break. Your first half thoughts, Moose?
Oh, I am just impressed with Cannell. He's had a pretty good game so far. Charger Dottie, when you have your stars and they show up, it makes a difference. And I've been really impressed with Gennaro Guilford Jr. as well. So being a sophomore corner is tough, but there's still a lot of game to play. I can't wait to see what unfolds the second half.
So the Falcons will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll bring it to you when we come back at the half. It is the Skyridge Falcons 21 and the Bingham Miners 10. You're watching the Game of the Week right here on KSL Sports Rewind. We'll be back in just a little bit. High School getting ready for our second half between the Miners and the Falcons. Skyridge with a 21-10 lead. Matt Coma, Moose Bingham with your KSL Sports Rewind Game of the Week. And Moose, a pretty entertaining first half between these two schools.
I was not expecting this. Bingham is putting up a huge fight, getting everything done, and it's fun to watch. You're just like, okay, let's freaking go. Bingham is showing a lot of life. It's interesting they're going 2 quarterbacks now with Finau and Dunn. So we're going to see who comes out in this next series. But both of them have strengths. Both of them have weaknesses. But you got to see the receivers step up against this phenomenal Skyridge defense. Some of these receivers have let passes slip right through their fingers. But Bingham's going to start out on defense, and they have to get a few more stops. This phenomenal offense for Skyridge is showing up, but the defense is definitely missing Deshaun Olio, who we haven't seen yet tonight. But if this offense can come up, put some points on the board, this might be a fast clock game before you know it.
So the Falcons will get the ball first as Riley Wicker gets set to let this one fly. As we get ready to start our second half. And a little pooch kick there. It's going to go out of bounds. Almost getting to it there was number 14 for the Miners. That is Jordan Thurman. But
so that was a really interesting pooch kick because you do the one bounce. It was really popular in the NFL where you do the one bounce and pop it up. And he was trying to do that. He just ran at the ball a little bit too fast and needed to slow down because that gave the ball enough kinetic energy to pop up and fly out of bounds.
So the penalty will spot the ball at the 35-yard line where we'll see the Falcons on offense. Their drives in that first half, Moose, 3 touchdown drives and an interception on their 4 drives in that first half. And it looked like before the interception from Charger Doty, it looked like the Falcons were going to score 4 for 4.
Yeah. So Cannell, he's really earning his stripes right now, going through it. It's okay to throw an interception every once in a while. But those 3 touchdowns were a great way to start the game for sure.
So Sweetwine in the Skyridge offense, ready to go 1st and 10.
The defense, not so much.
It was Casina Afamui that had to check out for the Miners as they'll hand off on 1st down. And Salu's got about 6 yards on that 1st down carry.
Ami Mawala doing a great job plugging up the middle, but you need other people to fill in there.
Give him 5 on that one, so 2nd and 5. Zayden Salu had 2 rushing touchdowns in that first half. One from 10 yards out, another one from 2. As he's in the backfield with Sweetwine. 2nd and 5. Send a man in motion. Sweetwine rolls far side. Checks it down to Sorensen. And he's just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, great job right there. It's trying to create separation from the defender, but the defender was still able to stick with his man all the way across the formation and did a good job right there.
So 3rd and 1. They'll hand this one off for Selu. He's got the first down. Wrestled down by Finau, and it'll be first a new set of downs for the Falcons. It's another Spa Trouvé first down.
Suka Finau has a great flow, and it looks like a defensive lineman is slow to come up.
That is Lala Pepa, the big 6', 310 senior in that middle of the Bingham defense.
I'm sure he's related to another Pepa, Samote Pepa, who's at Bingham.
Little brother of Samote, and another offside penalty. As this one's on Ami Moala.
I have never seen so many offsides penalties in a game.
I believe that's the 5th or 6th offside tonight on the Bingham defense. Brings up 1st and 5 from the Bingham 47. Be getting the play call from the sideline. They're going to bunch it up. Still 3 wideouts in that bunch formation right at the Bingham logo. Fines in motion. Sweetwine going to fake the handoff, and he's going to take a shot downfield, and a little too far for Hunter Sheffield.
Travion Johnson got his head around, or else that may have been a PI. But it's interesting. We're still doing hand signals in high school, but in college they're getting the headsets in, if you watch that documentary. And who knows if you're going to get headsets in high school pretty soon.
Say, it's been becoming a more and more popular technology item in the sport of football as they'll hand this one off to Selu, who's got the corner on the inside here on the near hash mark, and he's got a big gain there for another Spa Trouvé first down. Spot the ball at the 35. That's a gain of 12 for Selu. Of course, we saw in the Chiefs-Ravens game last night, Patrick Mahomes had a couple issues with his headset in his helmet a couple times.
Yeah. If you have those issues, it's hard to play the game.
And they pitch the reverse near side.
Oh, the reverse, but we're going to get a penalty from the quarterback. Aggressive blocking.
Sweetwine was the lead blocker there, and the flag's down at about the 32.
Sweetwine's trying to argue on the reverse, but he's like, come on, I was clean in that block. You weren't. Sorry. We need to have him not block ever again because he is not good at it.
The block might have been fine, but it's a face mask on Sweetwine, and that'll back up the Falcons 15 yards.
That's why he's not good at it. He's like, it's not my fault I'm 6'4". He's shorter than me. I tried to get him in the chest, but goodness gracious.
They're going to spot the ball at the 48-yard line. So it'll be first and very long here for the Falcons. Make it 23 for Skyridge. 9-11 and counting here in our third quarter. Trips to the far side for Sweetwine. Sets up the screen. Iacopo with space up the far side. He's dragged down by Finau. Gain of about 20. Doesn't get a first down, but it sets up second and short.
Man, he was just out of the fingertips of one of the Bingham defenders. But Iacopo, that was a great job by him. And then Finau coming in, and he was filling himself after high stepping. He was a big stepper, underground repper.
It's a gain of 19 on that one. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. Bunch formation on the right side for Sweetwine. Iacopo in the backfield for the Falcons. As he'll get the handoff. He's got a first down. Zigzags his way down near the red zone. Nice little run for Iacopo.
Man, Iacopo, it's like watching an old Westbrook or Lightning Bug, maybe a Jaquiz Rogers type player behind this huge offensive line.
So the Falcons, another Spot Trouvé first down. Gain of 10 on that one, and they're in the red zone. As the Falcons trying to get the Miners offside once more. Good restraint for the Miner defense.
That's a victory for the Miners right there, saying we did it, we didn't jump off sides on that one.
Fake the handoff, Sweet Wine. Going to get stuck right in the middle of that line. And I believe that's number 98 for the Miners. That's Jace Tupea with the stop.
The whole reason that was possible was Ami Mawala made a big old bunch of bodies to stop Sweet Wine from going anywhere.
Lala Pepa in there as well for the Miners and brings up 2nd and 11. A loss of 1 on that one. Coming up on the 9th play of the drive here for Skyridge. 7:09 and counting. It's our third quarter. Send a man in motion, and it's bobbled by Fyans back at the 25. Able to fall back on it, but a big loss for Skyridge on 2nd down, and now 3rd and long. The referee's chatting about something as I think Fyans and Sweetwine arguing that was a forward pass on that one. And the referees say it was a fumble.
They say, no, it wasn't. Sorry, buddy.
It's a loss of 4 on that one.
Arguing with the referees is like arguing with your parents. Usually nothing good happens from it.
Well, hold on here now. Now we have an official's timeout.
Except for tonight, apparently. Mom, can I stay out after curfew a little bit longer? Tonight you can.
So the referees are going to talk about this one here, whether or not that was a forward pass or not.
I think every single quarterback needs to be in debate and see what they can do with the refs. Talk before the game. Say, hey, let's talk about this a little bit.
While the referees chat, we'll go through some scores around the state of Utah. The former #1 team in the state, the Corner Canyon Chargers, lost to Lone Peak in that thrilling game that you and I got to call last week, Moose. No problem so far tonight at home against Farmington, 35-0 at the half.
Wow. Should we talk about the big game? BYU, it looks like they're going to win. They have the ball with 1:25 left, up 18-15.
The Cougars trying to get a big road win to get to 2-0.
Big row from here.
Other scores from the high school scoreboard. Lone Peak in a tight one with Mountain Ridge just down the road. 17-10 at the half. The Knights with the lead there. Don't sleep on the Sentinels, Moose.
No, their quarterback has a great last name. It's Bingham, Wyatt Bingham over there, and he's doing a great job.
Meanwhile, another 6A battle. Riverton and American Fork tied at 10 at the half.
Wow, did not see that one coming.
So we'll keep you posted on some of the other scores from around as we're ready to get back underway. It is 3rd and long here for the Falcons. Need to get to the 10 for a first down. And Sweetwine back to pass, and in trouble, and down he goes. Then caught along with Kasina Afamui in the backfield for a big sack for the Miners.
And Ami Mawala celebrating real well as well. So I think we just give that sack to the whole defense. Everyone gets one on that one.
There was about 4 Miners in the backfield on that one, and the Falcons, for the first time tonight, will punt. That was a loss of 10 on the sack there. Is Hester going to kick this one? Try to pin the Miners deep. That one, not a whole lot on it. It's going to go out of bounds near the 20. And they'll spot it at the 21-yard line. So a good hold from the Miners to start the second half and now have a chance to dig into that Falcon lead.
Yeah, on that punt, it's hard to go from kicking field goals and kickoffs to punting. Both of these punchers and kickers are asked to do that. It's a different leg swing, and people ask why. I'm like, it's like going golfing all morning, playing tennis in the afternoon, and then hitting a baseball in the evening, and then asked to do all three at the end of the day, one after another.
Update from American Fork. The Cavemen have just found the end zone at 17-10 early in the third quarter. As the Miners get ready to go, 2-0 in motion. They'll hand it off to Tahi, and good gain there on first down.
Man, all these Region 2, Region 3 matchups are interesting. Region 3 is, they're saying, oh, we're the best region, blah, 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 blah. But Region 2 is flexing their muscles, saying, hey, we can hang with anybody.
Be a fun finish to the season, see how these teams go in region play. As they spot the ball at the 28, so a gain of 6 on first down for Tahi. 4 wideouts again for the Miners. They'll hand this one off again. And that one was disrupted immediately.
That's Mason Oser.
He's been in the backfield a couple times for Skyridge tonight.
The 6'3", 205 kid is sitting there. He's like, I can get her done. And you, of course, can, Mason. I like seeing 97 out there.
It's a loss of 1 on the play. It brings up 3rd and 5. Another Live Fit Systems third down. The Miners trying to get something going here, first drive of the second half. Dunn back in at quarterback, throwing near side, too far for Tuau. And that brings up 4th down.
Both of these defenses flexing their muscles to start the second half after the offensive explosion that we watched.
So after the Falcons punt, it'll be a 3-and-out here for the Miners. Riley Wicker back in to punt, 3rd punt tonight. The lineup from his own 12-yard line. Back to receive is Tavian Edwards. Wicker gets a lot of this one, forcing Edwards back to his own 32. Edwards, spin move at the 45, and that's where the Miners will track him down.
There is a flag on the field, though, near the line of scrimmage.
Yep, it's down at the Bingham 28-yard line. We'll see what the call is here.
The defense is apprehensive walking onto the field because if it was on the Skyridge D.
And it's an illegal formation on the Miners.
First down.
So the Falcons will keep the ball. With 4:06 to play here in quarter number 3. And Skyridge will get good field position to start. They'll spot it at the 50-yard line. So both teams punt on their first drives of the second half. Now Skyridge back to work on offense. 4 wideouts in the formation. Salu's in the backfield as well for Sweetwine. Sweetwine gonna throw near side. And a little hand fighting near side. Battle of the fives. That was Boston Sorensen going up against Denzel Peoples.
Man, big shout out to Jennifer Powers Johnson. She let me know that I got second prize in a beauty contest and I am short to my Venmo. Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to reach me, reach out to Moose Bingham on Venmo. Thank you, Jennifer Powers Johnson. Freaking love the Johnson family. Jackson Powers Johnson, of course, the famous Raider.
2nd and 10. Salu breaks a tackle. And he's deep into Miner territory, down inside the 25. A big gain for the Falcons. Spotted at about the 24-yard line. That'll be a gain of 26 for Salu. So the Falcons knocking on the door once again. Iacopo in the backfield this time now. Another Spatrube first down as we have flags flying.
Oh.
This will be on the Falcons. It's like a false start.
Bingham taking a collective sigh of relief. They're like, oh, finally, not on us. Like, I swear they've been moving all night
There's
long.
been a lot of movement on both sides of the ball when the Falcons have been on offense. We've seen false starts and offsides aplenty tonight. Reset 1st and 15 from the 30 as the Miners get in the backfield again. That is Lincoln Wilberger that got in there to help with the stop. Peppa in there as well.
It's two different defensive philosophies. With Bingham, they really like the 40 front or more, and they like to go big on big and stop at the line of scrimmage, where Skyridge likes to create chaos with that 30 front, blitzing linebackers from all over like bullets.
Spot the ball at 29. It's going to be 2nd and 14 here.
I feel like they're asking the Bingham defensive line, they're like, okay, just give him a yard.
Under 3 minutes to go as the Falcons try to set up the screen pass intended for Selu, and it's incomplete.
If Philemoni Fangupo, number 55, would have just turned around, it hit his heel. He's like, I could have gotten that pass.
Good pressure there from the Miners. Brings up 3rd and long here for Skyridge. As the Falcons have done a good job of getting to about the 20-yard line, and then that's where it's been an issue the last couple of drives. Made it all the way down to the 19-yard line on the last drive before back-to-back sacks, or a sack and a loss of 5 on a play. As Sweetwine looking over the middle, and it's intercepted! Out past the 45-yard line, that is Mason Driffill.
Oh, man. Connie L got away with one earlier in the game where it went through two Bingham's hands right into the carrying arms of a Skyridge player's hands. But that one, not so much. Mason was waiting, and he's like, I got my final interception. Let's go.
Well, spot the ball at the 38, but another big turnover for the Miners. Their 2nd interception tonight.
Mason's a big old safety, too, at 6'1". You love to see the celebration. And let's see if Aiden Dunn can get that spark and take that momentum right into the end zone.
They were able to get 3 points on the last turnover that the Miners defense was able to get. This one, they fire over the middle, and they connect with Whittison. First catch tonight, and it's a 1st down for the Miners.
Whittison was sitting there, and he's like, oh no, Gennaro Guilford, here he comes. And he's like, okay.
Gain of 12 on that one. So the Miners on the move here late in the 3rd quarter, 2:13 and counting. Trying to make it a 1-score game here if they can get in the end zone. Could also make it a 1-score game if they get a field goal. Be an 8-point game as they hand it off to Larson, who's got 3 on 1st down.
That's what you love when you're calling a game with Matt. He's a mathematician. He's like, okay, 21 minus 13, 8, 1 possession.
I had to do
Let's
the math
go.
a little bit.
He'll do it so you don't have to. Just sit down and enjoy the game. Grab your popcorn. And no, you can reach out to us on Venmo.
2nd and 6 from the 46-yard line. 1:30 and counting in our 3rd quarter. Falcons show pressure. 6 in the formation, and Dutton pulls it on the read option. Tried to cut that outside. He gets about 3 yards there before he was cut down by the Falcons.
That was almost like a Peyton Manning read option, where even the offense was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Didn't see that coming, but it was the right read. Fantastic job by Aiden Dunn right there, and giving them a 3rd and 3. Very doable down, but I believe we're in 4-down territory here.
Spot the ball at the 43-yard line. They need the 40 for a 1st down.
Clock's rolling, 12 seconds left.
Play clock down to 10. The Miners got to hurry. This is the 3rd down call here. A Live Fit Systems 3rd down. They get the snap off. It's done. Rolls out of the pocket. Fires near side looking for Tuau.
Yeah, really hard when Tavian Edwards is right there, picking the pocket of Tuau. And he's saying, hey, I played corner all last year. I know I'm at safety, but I know exactly what I'm doing in man-to-man.
So it brings up decision time for Bingham. It's 4th and 3. 34 seconds to go here in our 3rd quarter.
I'd almost be tempted to do the heavy package. I just love the heavy package.
It worked for them on the touchdown drive back in that first quarter, as Tahi and Dunn make their way out into the huddle, and we're going to get a timeout called by the Miners. Only 5 seconds left on the play clock there. So the Miners will take a timeout late in the third quarter. We'll step aside as well. Miners with a big decision coming up on fourth down. Welcome back. Big fourth down upcoming here for the Miners. 34 seconds left in our third quarter. And the offense stays out, Moose. Trips to the near side, one to the far. Big play here. Dunn taking it himself, and he won't get there. The Falcon defense holds.
Exuberance from the Falcon sideline and devastation for Bingham, knowing that they have to get some points on the board. But this has been a defensive battle this third quarter.
As that's Oser in the backfield once again to stop that one. It's short by 2 yards. And the Falcons take over on downs.
Who needs the Ozarks when you've got Oser just sitting there making things scary for the Bingham offense?
So they'll take over from the 42-yard line. That's the defensive battle of a third quarter. We thought it would be a showcase of defense between these two teams. Both of these two schools top 10 in 6A in defensive stats. As Selu runs into a wall and pumped up on that one. I believe it was Will Van Cott down there.
Will Van Cott, he's got a bunch of Ivy League offers. He's got offers all over. Really smart kid on and off the field, and that's what you love. And that brings an end to the third quarter.
That was Moala with the celebration in that at the end there as well. And that concludes our third quarter. We got 12 minutes to go here from Bingham High School. The Miners trying to get back in it, and the Skyridge Falcons trying to hold on and move to 3-1 on the season. We'll bring you the fourth quarter coming up in just a moment. Welcome back. 12 minutes to go in our contest tonight. Skyridge with a 21-10 lead. Matt Coma, Moose Bingham with you tonight. Glad you guys could kick off your weekend with us as we enter our final quarter. The Falcons trying to get some space here, but in hot pursuit is Jace Tupea with the tackle for loss.
Yeah, I'm loving this Bingham defense. Whoever does anything good, they're like, let's all party in the backfield. Here we go. Oh, my goodness gracious. This front seven, it's exciting. It's like watching the old front seven with Manoa Pakula, Kesni Tausinga, Seni. You see the highlight of the defensive line from the Bingham of old, and that was the tip of the spear for those Bingham teams in the early 2000s.
That was Finau and Moala celebrating after Tupea's tackle for loss on that one. So the Falcons with set 3rd and 13 here. They're going to air it out, and a man's wide open at the 40. Cuts back, and he is gone. Hunter Sheffield with a big play and a touchdown for the Falcons.
Oh, my goodness. You can play D-line fantastic all night long, but if you don't have a DB matched up, that's going to be a massive problem. Great throw by Cannell Sweetwine, finding his man and being like, oh, my gosh, he is as open as 7-Eleven at 3 a.m.
That's a 61-yard touchdown for Hunter Sheffield, and that's a big one for the Skyridge Falcons as they increase their lead here in the fourth.
And, of course, our favorite kicker comes out.
Blake Hester, Devin Hester, the great kick returner for the Chicago Bears. Blake Hester,
Devin Hester
no relation.
And Blake Hester are a little bit different.
No relation, my apologies. But the field goal is good, and it's now a 28-10 game.
Oh, the most prolific returner of our time and the kicker for Skyridge. You don't know if there's no relation. Could be. We don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's not, but bear with me, folks. My apologies.
Oh, man.
So the Falcons, we have the biggest play of the night so far, 61 yards. That's the longest play from scrimmage tonight for either team.
Yeah. Cannell was like, I'm sick of the third quarter, can't wait till the fourth. And then he got her done.
That'll be Sheffield's first touchdown of the season. Coming into tonight, had one catch for 14 yards. He gets that one for 61 and a touchdown.
Might be going back to him if he keeps that up.
So the Falcons strike quick in our fourth quarter. As Hester's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, and a big offensive drive upcoming here for the Miners. They need to respond.
His relative Devin wouldn't have been able to return that, unfortunately.
Never going to live that one down, am I? So the Miners will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. 11:01 to play in tonight's contest. See what Dunn and the offense can do. Needing a touchdown here. They scored in that first quarter. They haven't found the end zone since. Is Dunn off the hands of Kulamushi. Good to see him back out there for the Miners as he was injured in that second quarter. But in and out of the hands and incomplete.
Football's just a hard game. You have to block perfectly. You have to get the snap perfect. You have to run the route perfect, and you have to catch perfect. What a difficult thing. And all 11 guys, if one person screws up, that's the end of that play.
Meanwhile, update on one of the other games. Kepa Niamatolu receiving touchdown for the Lone Peak Knights, and they have a 2-score lead over Mountain Ridge.
Oh, wow. He can do it all. Run it, pass it, and catch it. Our regular Taysom Hill.
2nd and 10 for the Miners. Dunn finds Kulamushi this time, able to go up and get it. We'll see where they spot it. Be just shy of the line to gain at the 29.
Yeah, that was interesting. He caught it about the 32 and then got pushed back to the opposite 25, it seemed.
They gave him the forward progress, so it'll be 3rd and short here. It'll be another Live Fit Systems 3rd down, and we have a flag down on the far side, I believe.
Somebody said something. Sideline warning.
See what the call is from our officiating crew after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Falcons. So it'll be a 1st down for the Miners.
Wow.
So something must have been said on that sideline over there. And
it's so hard nowadays to understand what is unsportsmanlike, because now they have a list of things. Could say this, could do that. You just never know.
So a new set of downs for the Miners here. They spotted the 44-yard line. Falcons show pressure. Fake the handoff. Dunn gonna float near side, and going up to get it is Dominic Winnison.
Dominic was sitting there. I was like, I think it was Dylan Golder that caught that one.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
Dylan did a great job, and he's got those golden hands. My goodness. Blessed by King Midas himself, because he was sitting there. He didn't see the ball coming. Then all of a sudden, reaction time. Ball's here, and 1st down, Miners.
Spot the ball to 39. Dylan Golder with the catch. The Miners in Skyridge territory. Looking to answer the Falcon touchdown is Dunn, looking to throw once again. Stays in the pocket, throws far side, looking for Tuau. Incomplete.
Looks like Tua got tripped up there on the far side. But we're seeing life from Bingham. This is something I haven't seen all year from this Bingham offense.
Good pocket protection as well from that offensive line for Bingham. Gave Dunn the time to throw there. Looking at when I was building my notes this week, Moose, you've got 6 offensive linemen for this Miners offense. As that one incomplete, a little misread there, as that was well behind Dylan Golder on that one.
Fantastic job by the defense using that 12th man on the field. We're talking about the lowly zebra hanging out in the linebacker area, and he took out a couple Skyridge guys, a couple Bingham guys. And they're like, sir, give us some help out here.
So now another Live Fit Systems 3rd down. As the Miners will spread it out, 5 wideouts. Need to get to the 29 for a first down. Dunn stays in the pocket and out of the hands of Golder. And that's brings up 4th down.
So this is a decision time. I don't know if they're going to punt or go for it. It looks like they're having a powwow. But this is where Sharkey makes his money. Coach Johnson.
So the ball spotted at the 39-yard line. It'll be 4th and 10.
I'd be voting for a field goal right now, but that's just me.
Be looking at about a 55-yard field goal from here as the Falcons showing a little pressure. Golder goes in motion. Dunn going to throw. Pressure coming. Rolls out of the pocket. Dunn still looking over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for a 2-out. Broken up by Samuel Pullman, and it's another turnover on downs.
Fantastic pressure by Skyridge right there. And I think Bingham did the right choice trying to find it, but the backfield for Skyridge with Edwards and Guilford, there's a lot of great players back there.
So Skyridge will take over from their own 39-yard line, 9:19 to go in tonight's ball game. And the Falcons looking to kill some time here. Looking to pick up their first in-state win this season, Moose. 2-1 on the season. Both wins against out-of-state opponents. So I'll hand it off to Selu. Gets through the first line of defense before lassoed down by Van Cott. Gets about 5 on first down. Make it 6, spotted at the 45. Four wideouts this time for the Falcons as they're in no hurry to call a play at this point. 18 left on the play clock. And so they'll hand it off again to Selu. And again, runs right into the arms of Van Cott. Back-to-back tackles for him.
Great job saving yourself. We almost had to go to the hardwood real quick with the play clock.
Mixing up my games. My apologies, folks.
This is football, ladies and gentlemen. Oblong ball, not a sphere. Still fun.
Basketball season was fun, though. I will say that. Had a lot of fun calling games for KSL Sports Rewind in the winter. Do it again coming up in December. Meanwhile, we're approaching 8 minutes to go tonight. 3rd and about 3, and another offside penalty on the Miners. We'll see, though. It is offside. And that'll be a first down for the Falcons. That'll be the 7th offside penalty tonight on Bingham.
I'm pretty sure Ron Tupea is sitting there. He played at Utah State, and he is losing his mind at this point. He's just like, are we kidding ourselves? We've got this dominant defense, and we've given up, I don't know, close to 50 yards on offside penalties.
Sweet Wine looking to throw on first down. He's got an open man down there, and it's Sheffield again with a big catch. A big night for him.
Yeah, looks like there was a little miscommunication because Dottie came from a safety spot, saved the touchdown, but shouldn't be getting that wide open against this dominant of a defense.
Gain of 20 for the junior.
And I really like Sheffield. These receivers, it's a no-name bunch. You don't have a Cody Hagan or anything like that. They just find their way to get stuff done.
Had Trent Call last season. Isaiah Copo gets about 8 on first down.
Was Trent Cole last season or 2 seasons ago?
I think it was last year. I called the PG Skyridge game.
Yeah, Trent Cole just he ran like one route. He ran that little corner route.
But he ran it to perfection, though.
He was always open. Like Trent Cole with another catch. It's his 10th of the game.
Shout out to Sheffield, over 100 yards receiving tonight for the Falcons. Second and a long 3 here. We're under 7 minutes to go. Pressure coming up the middle, and that one into double coverage. Broken up by Peyton McCormick for the Miners.
I love the brotherhood on this defense. Anytime something good happens, you see a dap, you see a celebration. It's like watching Miami in the 90s.
The Miner defense has stood tall in the red zone for the last couple of quarters. They've forced the Falcons either backwards or forced a turnover the last couple trips to the red zone for Skyridge tonight. Only score for Skyridge in this half was the 61-yard touchdown just a little bit ago. As we'll get a timeout called by the Falcons. We'll take the timeout as well. 6:45 to play in our game tonight. Skyridge up by 18. Welcome back. 6:45 to play here from Bingham High School. Week 4 of the high school football season. As the Falcons get ready for a 3rd and 3. And Sweetwine looks to dump it off, and good tackle here on the near side. That is Lucas Talbot. Stops him short of the line to gain. Spot him at the 20-yard line. It's going to be actually move it back to the, about the 20-yard line.
Can we get Devin Hester's cousin in there or what?
The Falcons is going to go for it here on 4th down. It'll be 4th and 2.
Oh, good clap. No one jumped.
And Selu switches spots. Falcons just trying to bleed as much time as they can here. There's still 3 seconds to go on the play clock. And a timeout called by the Falcons. So 5:57 to go. We'll step aside one final time. We'll be back in just a moment. So the Falcons bring out the kicking team. It'll be a 37-yard attempt here for Blake Hester. It's got plenty of distance, and it is good. A 37-yard field goal.
You love to see it. Devin Hester's cousin getting it done. Blake Hester, of course, that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but he's done a phenomenal job today. Perfect on PATs, solid on field goals, decent on punts, and phenomenal on kickoffs.
That'll be his 2nd field goal of the season for him. And now it's a 21-point lead for the Falcons with 5:50 to go. And Skyridge about just under 6 minutes away from moving to potentially 3-1 on the season, and a big date against Corner Canyon next week.
That is a big game.
The biggest of games. Maybe the Lehigh game may be circled a little bit darker on the calendar than Corner Canyon, but
well, it seems
depending
like
on who you ask.
This season, there's a lot of great teams, and you're just sitting here, you're like, oh my gosh, I just circled my whole schedule. Everyone we play is dominant.
Of course, Skyridge will have to still play Lehigh, American Fork, and Lone Peak.
Oh, that's it?
That one's fielded right at the goal line, and the Miners with a good return. Out past the 35 goes Jordan Thurman. Spotted at the 38-yard line. And we've seen glimpses from this Bingham offense tonight. It'll be Aiden Dunn back out there at quarterback for the Miners. Seen him and Finau both get a crack at it at quarterback today.
Sometimes you just got to figure out who's going to give your team a spark.
It's Dunn, looks to set up a screen. It connects with his man, but he's met behind the line of scrimmage. Griffin Coons, one of the leading tacklers on the Skyridge Falcon defense, comes up with the play. It's a loss of 2.
It's hard to get a spark going when you've got a smoldering defense that's just putting everything out.
Spot the ball at the 35 as the clock runs under 5:20 to go. Three wideouts to the far side. Falcons bring the blitz. Dunn steps up in the pocket, looking over the middle for Dylan Golder, and there's a flag down at about the 38 or 42-yard line. Either holding or pass interference, most likely the call. Oh, upgraded. It's a face mask on the Falcons there. So 15 yards on the personal foul call. That'll put the Miners into Skyridge territory. Actually spotted at the 50-yard line. And a new set of downs here for Bingham. Four wideouts and Larson in the backfield here. 1st and 10 from midfield. Dunn looking to throw. Fires over the middle looking for Tuau. Incomplete.
Ooh. That's a tough throw. You got to thread it in between not one, not two, but 3 defenders.
There's 4 white shirts
4.
in there. Trying to thread the needle over the middle. Brings up 2nd and 10. .458 to go. 5 wideouts this time for Dunn. Dunn takes the QB draw right up the middle, and he gets about 4. And they'll bring up another Live Fit Systems 3rd down. Want to thank Live Fit Systems for sponsoring tonight's 3rd downs. Go to livefitsystems.com to download the free fitness app. As it'll be 3rd and 6 here for Bingham.
Man.
4 wideouts in the formation. Falcons show pressure. Picked up well. Dunn goes far side and unable to make the grab is Kulamushi. And 4th down approaches.
I've still been impressed with this offensive line led by Nick Halleck. Nick is a really interesting player, number 72. He wrestles heavyweight in the offseason, and he wrestles at 230. And when you're playing left tackle, you can't be 230. And so he starts eating right after wrestling season. He's like, I got to get something on. Got to get to at least 250. Right now he's listed at 255, but I doubt it.
So 4th down upcoming here for the Miners. They'll send Tuau in motion. And Dunn lost the ball for a moment. Picks it up, fires over the middle.
Oh.
Did he make the catch?
I think he did, but let's see. It looks like the ref almost got taken out. I was looking for an ACL right there. I was like, oh no, we got to get another guy in there.
So I think they ruled it an incomplete pass, so it is a turnover on downs. That'll be the 3rd turnover on downs this half for the Miners. And with 3:55 left, that should do it for this one, but we'll see what the Falcons do here on offense. So 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. So they'll hand it off. And Iakopo's got maybe 1 yard on 1st down. Fee now in there. Help make the tackle along with Peppa for the Miners. Updating some of the scores from around the state. We had a couple of region games tonight, Moose,
Tell me
across the
about
state.
them. I want to hear about these.
Well, of course, the big game in Region 5, we'll talk about it in just a second, as we have 2nd and 9. Sweetwine over the middle, looking for Sheffield, and he's got another grab. What a night for Sheffield, and that's a 1st down for Skyridge.
Sheffield is just a super receiver tonight.
So another big gain for the Falcons. Talked about the big game, Bountiful and Viewmont. Last update, we had 27-19 in favor of the Red Hawks on the road. That one just starting in the 4th quarter with the Red Hawks up by 8.
That's only one possession. I learned that tonight.
1st and 10 from the 34. Man in motion, Sweetwine still looking to throw here and finds his favorite target over on the far side. Oh, excuse me, that's number 19. That's Braylon Sidwell, first catch tonight.
There's
Another first down.
I swear there's been 20 different receivers with a catch tonight.
There's been a lot for Skyridge. They've been distributing the ball well tonight through the air. Spot the ball at the 20-yard line for a new set of downs. Under 2.5 minutes to play, 1st and 10. Vines in motion. Fake the handoff. Sweet wine. Over the middle's got breaking tackles and scoring is Boston Sorensen breaking tackles, and he gets a late score for the Falcons. It's another Skyridge touchdown.
He's shipping off to Boston. Yeah! Way to go, Boston. My goodness. Looks like he found his wooden leg and got right into the end zone. Phenomenal play. Breaking tackles left, breaking tackles right, and getting a touchdown. You'll love to see it from Boston.
A 20-yard touchdown for Boston Sorensen. As for Sorensen, that'll be his 2nd touchdown of the season. Extra point good from Blake Hester, and the route is on here. It's a 28-point lead for the Falcons with 2 minutes to play. Gives us a moment to thank our sponsor tonight, our premier sponsor for Skyridge football, Alpine Surgical Arts. For all your oral surgical needs, see Alpine Surgical Arts. From wisdom teeth, dental implants, facial surgery, and reconstruction, Dr. Viewig and his staff will be happy to see you and your family and provide first-class surgical care. Located in Lehigh, Alpine Surgical Arts is conveniently located. Dr. Viewig will see you at each and every visit to ensure the best result possible. Call Alpine Surgical Arts today. That's Alpine Surgical Arts, premier sponsor of Skyridge football.
Yeah. Big shout out to my grandfather Charles, who's no longer with us. He was a maxillofacial surgeon. Would have loved for me to work for the wonderful people over there. And alas, he said, Moose, you may not be smart enough to do that, but you can call football games like you wouldn't believe.
Hester on for the kick. This one's going to be fielded by the Miners back at their own 1-yard line. Finding a seam up the near side and spinning down at about the 27. It's number 45 in the program. I don't have a 45 on my roster.
Unfortunately, I don't as well, because we have the same roster. But whoever 45 is, let us know. You can reach out to us on Venmo and let us know.
Kickoff return of 29 yards there. We'll see Dunn in the offense back out. 1st and 10. 1:53 left in our game tonight. They'll hand this one off. And Lincoln Tahi spun around at about the 30-yard line.
I'd say there's nowhere to go, but there's less than nowhere to go against that ferocious defense. And it's so sad. I got an update. Deshaun Tolio had an injury, so he wasn't able to play this week. And he's a difference maker. They're going to need him for region play and state play.
As mentioned, both these teams, 1 game left before region play. Skyridge has to face Corner Canyon next week. Bingham will head up to Syracuse next week. As a nice catch here on the near side. Jordan Thurman, who's been the main returner for Bingham tonight. But there is a flag back at the 29-yard line.
Oh, gosh.
So we'll wait and see. And it sounds like this one, an illegal shift on the Miners, and that will negate the big pass play.
I feel like Bingham can't buy momentum. We might send all these kids, get some coal going or copper or something, and go and try to buy some momentum, because there's nothing going on today. It's rough.
So the penalty backs it up to their own 27-yard line with 1:07 to go. Mentioned other scores from around the state. Region 5, Woods Cross leads Bonneville 22-19 in the 3rd quarter.
Ooh.
Roy, how about the Roy Royals this season? They've been dominant. They're up 29-0 in the 3rd quarter against Clearfield.
Wow.
As they're going for the home run pass, Thurman can't make the catch. Good pass breakup there from number 32. That's Crew Morrison for the Falcons.
That was phenomenal. He just went right through the ball to cause that incompletion. Great throw, possible great catch, until Crew said, no, no, no.
Another Region 5 sleeper, Northridge, doing well tonight. 35-7 over Box Elder. That one in the fourth quarter. Close one between Olympus and West in Region 6. The Panthers with a 4-point lead in the third quarter, 28-24. As third and long here for the Miners. Dunn rolls out of the pocket, looking for Thurman, incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down with 40 seconds to play. I know what game you're interested in. Fourth quarter up at East. Alta 27, East 35.
Wow. The Hawks, Kaka, flying together. Let's see what we can do, Alta, my alma mater.
Other score from Region 6. Brighton had no problem with the Highland Rams, so home win for them, 35-0. A shutout for the Bengals.
Brighton has a good little squad. I really like LaFleur, the linebacker. He's been my defensive player of the week this year already.
Fourth down here for the Miners as Thurman makes the catch right at the line again. We'll see where they spot it.
Oh, we might need to get the credit card out to measure, but the ref says no, give it to him.
They'll give him 14 on that one. It is a first down for the Miners with 34 seconds to go. Two Region 8 scores for you. Provo leads Salem Hills 21-10 at the half.
Nice.
And then Mountain View leading Payson in the third quarter. That one 28-13 your score.
Man, Payson's a fun school to go to. I called one of their games. They come out to bagpipes.
First and 10 for the Miners. Is Dunn looking to throw once more. Near side, Scott Thurman again. Makes a nice cut. Spins away and hit hard from behind at around the 40. Jordan Thurman with a couple of good catches here for the Miners.
All of a sudden, Dunn's like, oh, yeah, I'm a great quarterback. Check this out.
The Miners
gotta go, though. Clock is rolling.
Under 20 seconds to go, it's running. Maybe one or two more plays as that one looked over the middle for Tuau, incomplete. Region 9, down there in southern Utah. Crimson Cliffs, who Bingham saw 2 weeks ago, they're up 29-7 on Cedar City in the fourth quarter. Desert Hills up 35-14 on Pineview, and Hurricane with a 7-point lead over Dixie in the second half, with 35-28. Region 10, Park City up by a ton on Hillcrest, 52-7.
Whew.
Murray the same on Jordan. It's 42-7 the final. Murray beats Jordan. As Dunn looking for Thurman near side, incomplete, and that'll bring down one final play tonight. Stansbury all over Cottonwood, 62-0.
62?
The Stallions getting it done at home tonight against Cottonwood.
Goodness gracious, Cottonwood.
Three more scores before we sign off tonight. Region 11. Green Canyon up 35-0 on the New School Westfield. Mountain Crest up 28-0 on Bear River. And Skyview, a 62-7 win over Logan.
Wow.
Final play of the game is done. Trying to buy time for the Hail Mary to the end zone. And it's incomplete, and that will do it for tonight's ballgame. But hold the phone, folks. There's a flag back at the 50.
Don't go on the field yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold your horses, folks. And it's a roughing the passer on the Falcons. So we'll get one final play.
Okay.
Here. We'll get an untimed down to end tonight's contest. I just got shown a final between Davis and Kearns, Moose.
Yeah.
The Darts at home tonight against the Cougars. Final score 80-0.
What?
That is not a typo, folks. 80-0 in favor of the Darts tonight.
Well,
don't
Davis,
sleep on the Darts in Region 1.
No, Darts have Bodie Sparrow, Traden Bessinger. They've got some dudes. Darts, I called two of their games last year, and I'm like, I like Davis.
Davis could be a sleeper for the 6A tournament when we get towards October and November. Is One final play here is Lincoln Tahi against the rest of the Skyridge defense. Gets down to the 5, and that will do it. No flags this time?
No flags.
No flags. That is the final play of the game tonight as Skyridge comes up with a big win, 38-10 here tonight. Moose, your thoughts?
My thoughts, great team win for Skyridge. I'm going to give the game ball to Justin Hem because he called a great game. And just everyone spread out, did amazing. And I really like the O-line. I think Skyridge is a real contender for the state championship this year.
So the Falcons improved to 3-1. My game ball goes to Hunter Sheffield, a career night for him. The touchdown, over 100 yards receiving for him for this Falcons offense. As the Falcons move to 3-1 on the season, we mentioned they are back at home next week to take on Corner Canyon. Should be a great one down there in Lehigh. Next 2 games after that, they'll open up Region 3 play at home against Westlake before the rivalry game at home, a Thursday night game against Lehigh. For the Miners, they followed a 1-3 on the season. Next up, they're on the road at Syracuse before opening region play at home in 2 weeks against Copper Hills. Then they'll be back home again the following week to take on the Harriman Mustangs for game 2 of region play. That's going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining tonight's broadcast. Your final score, the Skyridge Falcons 38 and the Bingham Miners 10. For Tino upstairs and Moose Bingham, I'm Matt Coma signing off as Skyridge gets the big win here on the road. You've been watching high school football here on KSL Sports Rewind. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week.